Hey everybody. So here we are, day 5 of this trip, and I am excited to say that I am feeling better. I was actually able to go out and do some stuff today, so that was wonderful. So I was in Santa Fe last night, and this morning I got up and had, a leisurely morning. And then after lunch, I went to Meow Wolf. So I had been to the one that was in Denver, and this one, like I said in the last video, was the original one. This one is called House of Eternal Return, and so the theme of this one is that it is a house where some weird anomaly happened, a tragic event, as they say, and so you have to sort of explore the space and look through the stuff that they've put in the house and figure out what the event was, and follow the story through there. You start out and it looks like a normal house, living room, kitchen, bedrooms, all that kind of stuff. And as you're reading through, you find out that there's a family that lives there, and I don't know if I want to spoil it. So, warning, spoilers, if you don't want to know what happens at the House of Eternal Return, skip this part. There's like 3 generations of the family that they talk about, and the grandfather did some odd experiments, and eventually, during one of his experiments, he made the family hamster immortal. And then the grandparents have twins, a boy and a girl, and the boy was involved in the experiment accidentally, because he wanted to go save his hamster, and then the boy started to get the ability to do astral projection to other realms, and when he becomes an adult, he finally figures out what is actually happening to him, and he decides to become a cult leader, and like help other people to astral project. And then he builds a resort where people come in Bermuda to astral project to different places. And then for some reason, which I couldn't figure out, he loses that power, and then his twin sister has twins of her own, a boy and a girl, and the boy, it turns out, is like a super genius, and so the uncle that can astral project decides that he's going to take this young boy and have him like go through all of the grandfather's findings and try to build a machine that will get the uncle his powers back. Unfortunately, this kind of something happens to the boy during this. It's not really explained very well that I could find, but he starts to fade from this reality, and then eventually like completely fades out. And then the mom and the grandpa decide to try to build some sort of machine that will get the boy back. And when they turn that machine on, it sort of breaks reality and opens a bunch of portals in the house that are the like emotions and memories of the family. And so as you're going through the house, for example, you open the fridge and there's a portal into another dimension. And these other dimensions are all the like really artsy parts of Meow Wolf. So it's hard to describe, and I took a few pictures, but the pictures just do not do it justice at all. The experience is so much more intense being there. So there's the one in Santa Fe, there's Denver, there's a couple in Texas, there's one in Vegas. So if you ever get a chance to go to one of these, absolutely go. It's a phenomenal experience. I was there for 4 hours and I still don't think I saw everything. So, and this one was way smaller than the one that was in Denver, because the one in Denver was like 3 stories and like covered a full city block, and it was huge. This one was a lot smaller, but it was still just jam-packed with all kinds of really interesting stuff. So, highly recommend. And so after I went there, I decided, so my next like major stop is Phoenix, as I said, which is like a 7.5 hour drive from Santa Fe. And I didn't really want to do all of that with my back the way that it is. So, the hotel that I had previously booked in, Phoenix, was booked for tomorrow night. So I just went ahead and like found a spot that was halfway between, and booked a hotel here. So this is Gallup, New Mexico. I don't know anything about it. I came in, got in about 7:30, 8 o'clock. So sun was already going down, and my hotel is like the first exit off the interstate in Gallup. So I really didn't see any of this town. So I might have a look around tomorrow, maybe not, because I've got like a 4.5 hour drive into Phoenix. Yeah, so that's today's update. Tomorrow I get to go and hang out with, well, I don't know if I'm going to get to hang out with John tomorrow or the next day, because I've got 2 nights in Phoenix. Yeah, looking forward to the rest of the trip now that my back has decided to cooperate a little bit more. But there are a couple of odd things that are just sort of, random things that I've seen that I wanted to mention. One of them is a truck that I saw, and it had said, like, not for human consumption, which you see on a lot of trucks. But then under that, in even bigger letters, it said pork blood only? Like, who's buying enough pork blood that they need an entire tanker truck full of it? That was really weird. Some of the wildlife crossing signs I've seen, I haven't seen as many of the weird ones as I saw last year, but I'll probably get to more of them the further west I go. But like in Illinois, we've got like deer, and that's about the only wildlife crossing sign. But I've seen some that I think might be elk. I can't tell for sure because it's just an outline. They kind of look like a moose, but they don't have moose antlers, so I don't know. If anybody is from this side of the country and you see those weird wildlife crossing signs, let me know what they are, because I can't really tell from just an outline. And I will say something that I'm not sure why it struck me the way that it did today, but, driving across New Mexico today, I was like, yeah, this is like exactly what you see in like pictures and videos of this place, of New Mexico. Scrubland and sand and like adobe houses and stucco, which, like, obviously that stuff actually came from a real place, but I don't know, it's not something that I've personally experienced, so it's something that I was like, oh yeah, this stuff is all totally real. I also saw a billboard today with, I don't know what his character's name was, but Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad, and it was an anti-littering campaign, and it said Breaking Bad habits on it. So that was an odd juxtaposition that character would be doing an anti-littering campaign, but I guess whatever gets the point across. Because there were also no littering, $300 fine signs like every 50 feet on the interstate. And despite that, still, like, just garbage all along the sides of the road, unfortunately. So, I know it's a desert, but there's stuff that lives here. Be nice. Throw your stuff where it's supposed to go, not just out the window. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Just barely into this trip. I'm sure we'll have a lot of more really cool updates to come. So I guess I'll see everybody next time. Bye. So as I was editing this, I remembered one more thing that happened that I thought was kind of funny. So they do actually have a few people that are, dressed in costumes and playing sort of characters in the experience. And I wore my "Don't Panic" t-shirt. And I guess that was enough to make me look like the unhinged weirdos that are the characters. Because as I was standing there watching one of the videos that was going on, some people were like asking me questions, and then they were like, when I was like, I don't know what you want, they were like, "Oh, we thought you worked here," and I'm like, okay. So, chalk one up for Team Weird. Yeah. All right. That's it.